everybody, my name is Jen and this is Jen Geigley Knits and welcome to day 17 of Vlogmas. Today I'm going to jump right in and we're going to attempt to make socks and or sock tubes or one of those things or both of those things on my Dean & Bean knitting machine. It's so much fun if you're new to this, but this does require some prep, so we're going to do that first. So I need to wind these into cakes first. Then I need to wind the cakes onto cones. You might think that wouldn't matter and you could just crank from a cake, but let me just tell you that does not work. So I know from experience that it needs to be wound neatly onto these cones, and I do that with a drill. There are other ways. Someday I'm gonna get a cone winder, but I don't have one yet, and so this totally works just fine. So that's how we're gonna get started. And then behind me, I'm gonna set up a little table and my machine, and we will get cranking. Before I get going with all of that though, remember the Cranberry Curd Tart that I talked about 1,000 different times yesterday? I just wanted to show you that once I put it in the fridge, the crust and everything's set. So like now I can get out perfect little slices. It is so worth doing. It is just my new favorite thing. It is beautiful. It is delicious. My husband thought it was amazing. We ate it last night after dinner and I'm a huge fan. And I just want to tell you, it all turned out really well. Even my weird makeshift crust, I will do it right the next time, but I am so happy with this. And I can see myself making this every year from now on because I enjoyed it so much and it's really that delicious. Also, I have had this Yarn Swift for probably 20 years. Love it. I use it all the time. And I've always been so careful not to lose these pegs because they do kind of fall out really easily, but I always seem to find them. And all these years I have kept all four until recently. And so I've been using this Sharpie, which just barely stays in. And so I just need to go to a store and find this exact size dowel. But it's so annoying because I was so happy that I had kept these for so long and it's such a pain not to have them. One year I did misplace one for a while and I was using a candy cane as a replacement. You have to find the exact circumference because a pencil is too skinny. Regular Sharpies are too thick and rounded, but this like thin type of Sharpie, for some reason it fits really well. It just kind of is a little wobbly, but it's a good little stand-in for now. Okay, let's wind these up. Look how good they are. Okay, it's time to wind the cones. I have a little adapter here. This is like a little rubber thing that goes inside the cone and then it allows the drill to wind it. So when I wind on a drill, I usually get a mixing bowl and put the yarn in that on the floor and then wind it to the cone. So that is the setup. Okay, one cone done, one to go. I'm currently experiencing a really annoying yarn tangle, and I hate it when something like this slows you down and you're just trying to, do the fun thing. You just want to get your yarn wound. But every time this happens, I think of these two ladies who helped me at a knitting group when I had just learned how to knit, and they were old school, like they've been knitting their whole lives. And I was this new, dumb knitter who had a huge tangle in my yarn, and I was like getting really, flustered, I think. And I just wanted to knit. Like I just went to knitting group that night to knit with other people, and I was so excited to be there, and I just wanted to work on my little project. And so these nice ladies took my yarn tangle from me. They just took it out of my hands and they're like, girl, you just knit. Like, we'll untangle this for you while you knit. And it was like, they read my mind, and it was so, like, I'll never forget it. And so I'm always trying to be that person. If I'm ever in a group with a new knitter who has a tangle, or anyone, or a young person who has a tangle, like, I teach kids how to knit in schools. And so I'm always there ready to handle the tangle. And I remember those ladies just said, you know, you just have to loosen it up, loosen up the knot part, just loosen. And so I always kind of take a breath and try to loosen up the problem area. And so, yeah, that's my little story as I untangle this tangle. And I just want to wind my cone. But yeah, sometimes you have to take a deep breath and chill out and slow down and fix the tangle. I untangled the tangle and we were back in business. Also, look how good this yarn is. It's gonna be so worth it. Okay, 2 cones are wound. That actually took a lot longer than it usually does. You know, some things just like don't always work the same. So just a fair warning, I don't know if I'm gonna complete a pair of socks or anything today, but maybe I'll do the tube today because it's a little faster, because I have to go pick up Bowie in a little bit from school already. He has early out on Wednesdays, and so it's a short day. And then when everybody's home, it's a little harder for me to get this all done because this is the living room. So we'll see how far I get today. I would, if I just decide to crank a tube of this, I can do that. The socks take a little bit more concentration, so maybe that has to be tomorrow. We'll see how far I get. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Speaking of that, I'm gonna do my advents now while it's still quiet here, because then when everybody gets home, it's not quiet here, and so we'll do it now. A treat that's not an advent, but I'm going to open it and try it. This is a Kit Kat from my friend Kat, who you saw on the Joanne's Day when we went and got signs. She just returned from Japan and brought us some Kit Kats to try that are different flavors. And this is a Mount Fuji Kit Kat, and I think it's blueberry, and I have to try it. So let's open it up and see. Okay, how cute is this? It's like a gradient of white to blue. And she said it said blueberry on the package, so let's try. It is so good. I love Kit Kats, but I love these flavored ones. Sometimes they have them at World Market too, but these are special. This is Mount Fuji Kit Kat. Okay, that was super special and delicious, so thank you, Kat, for the Kit Kat. Next, we have Kylie and the machine for day 17. And it is this little girl who's like an eyeball. Okay, these are amazing. This is the Naoshi times Kylie and the machine. And it is a little steam ghost coming out of the iron. How cool is that? I love this collab with them. The Naoshi tags are all mixed throughout, like every couple of days. Love how cool that is. Into the stocking they go. And let's do day 17 of Hedgehog Fibers. We've been having some cooler tones lately, so I wonder if we're getting into like, we're doing like blues and greens, and now I wonder if it's more purpley since yesterday. So let's see. I was right about that. It looks like lavender with some dark green and blue in there and kind of a pinky lavender tone. Love purples of all kinds. And this is holiday exclusive color number 17. Should we lay them all out? I feel like it's time to take a look again at all of them together. I'm gonna go throw them on the couch so we can lay them out. Okay, there's so many now. This is amazing. Okay, I have laid them out in number order. look at this. When you see them all together, that is the coolest kind of fade. Starting out in like reds and pinks and going to really light pastels to peach to kind of green, blue, purple. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. These color palettes are so cool. Starting out with these really vivid, darker tones into the pastels and the pinks and peach, and then these greens, like the number of colors also that are in here, and now these purpley blues. So cool to see them all together. Gaptastic check-in, how are we doing? Mine has been sitting dormant for a day because work stuff got really busy yesterday. Today I'm trying to get this sock thing going, and maybe I'll be able to knit on this tonight, but it's still in great shape. It's looking so great and so cozy and so fun. Thank you all for knitting along. I love seeing all your pictures on Instagram. It's like more every day. I love it. So keep posting. I don't care where you are in the process or if you're just casting on. I love seeing. So thanks for tagging me. I'd love to see your projects. All right, let's talk about the sock plan as of now, unless I decide to change it, which I might on the fly. We'll see. But this is my typical sock that I make from a tube, and then I hand knit the cuff, afterthought, heel, and a toe. And so it's really nice because knitting machines also have gauge. It depends on your tension, it depends on the yarn, it depends on the cranker. It's like just like hand knitting. But I know my gauge in self-striping Nomadic yarn, which is this. I buy the same base every time, and so this is really predictable for me, and I always keep it at that same tension for this yarn. And so it's really nice because if I want this exact sock again, I can count my leg rounds and my foot rounds, and that gives me how far I need for each tube, and then I cut everything in half. I'll show you, I have a lot of videos about this in the past if you want to search around on my channel, but I do a big tube, I split that in half, and then I have measurements for where my heel should go, and I will knit the cuff and toe before I put the heel in. It's like a whole, you have to do it in order, but anyway, this is going to be a tube for sure. This one, I'm so torn because I really do like hand knitting the toe, heel, and cuff, but I do really need to practice doing the whole sock on the machine. Sometimes I get a little frustrated because sometimes stitches drop and you just have to fix it, and it's a really normal part of cranking socks. And it's just something I have to get used to again, because once you're in the zone and you've been doing it for a while, it gets a lot easier. But when you jump in, it's been a while, you have to kind of reacquaint yourself with your machine and remember how things work. And it's kind of like a little refresher course I have to go through. So I do want to do that with this because I feel like I need to, but we'll see. I might start with this, and we need to sew a bag for Bowie soon. So you should see my behind here. It is just piles of fabric. There's a sewing machine, all my sewing stuff, my yarn swift, like random, and all my sock knitting supplies. Like I have bags of the parts, and I have to go put the table up and get the machine out. And so it's just like a tornado of craft supplies in here right now, but it's fun. This is an example of a sock that was knit totally on the machine, and it's a little bunched up because it was in my bag, but it has a hung hem at the top that's picked up and like folded over, and then it's like a perfect edge inside. And then the heel completely on the machine. It's like magic. And the toe completely on the machine. It's kind of unbelievable. But you don't really get to have control over, see the colors here, not that it matters. but it's not the same as hand knitting, and sometimes I get hung up on that. But really, to have an entire sock come off your machine, all you have to do is Kitchener the toe closed, and that is it. So it is pretty magical. So you cast on using waste yarn, which this is like a giant cone of this yarn that I got a long time ago. I've already made 2 pairs of socks out of it, and so now it has become my waste yarn that I can just rely on having in my bag. And then you cast on with this little cast on bonnet, and it goes around every other needle of your machine. This is not an actual tutorial, so don't think of this as a tutorial. Go to Dean & Bean, they have everything from start to finish, like actual tutorials. I'm just kind of showing you how it works just for fun, but they have like all the instructions. I think I'm gonna start with this to do the self-striping sock tube and at least get that done today, and then maybe sew with Bowie, because there's actually like a lot of things piling up on our to-do list today. So I think I'm just gonna do a tube for now. So as you crank, even a simple tube, you kind of try to adjust your tube below. There's like a little clamp, and you move your weight up so that the weight is kind of like right about there. And then there is a tension setting right here that you can adjust. And I just changed it a little bit. I kind of started some stripes, and then I wanted to see if I could get it a little bit tighter. So I just changed it. And now I am cranking my tube, and it's looking so cute already. It's looking so cute. Look at that. It is a magical thing, especially stripes. It's really fun to watch the stripes form in the machine. It's so fun. Okay, this room got so sunny and warm earlier, and now the sun goes down so early too, and then now it's cold again, so I need my hoodie back. Okay, the sock tube is getting long. I'm getting close. I still have quite a bit left. I sometimes crank the entire thing, then I wind off a little bit at the end because it's hard to know. It's deceiving on the machine, and I've tied it in a knot at the bottom because it's gonna drag on the floor. But it's deceiving when it's on the machine because it stretches a lot and it's different when you take it off. And so you think you might be done, but you're not. So I crank the whole skein. Then I look and I get about an ounce for each piece of the sock, wound off that I need. And then I make sure I get all the stripe colors so I can do it on both socks to kind of match. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna finish this today. I'm not gonna finish the other sock today unless I start a tube. See, I don't know, I'm really split on this decision because I really do like to hand knit my own toes and heels. And I really want to see how this knits up though, and a tube is the fastest way to find out. So I can't decide. So when you're cranking a tube, it's really easy to take this off of the machine. You just literally crank until you run out of yarn, and when this runs through, it's going to detach on its own, and I might have a little bit of loose stitches at the end, but I'm gonna wind that end off anyway to get my heel, toe, and cuff yarn. So here we go. Here comes that mint. This is it. This is where it ends. Pull that through, and here we go. It's gonna fall off as we run out. And I'm gonna pull down here and take it off. I need 2 hands to do that, so. We did it. Look at this beautiful sock tube. This again is Nomadic Yarns. She's on Etsy and she has updates every Saturday morning and it's so good. She does holiday yarn, all kinds of self-striping, inspired by movies and all kinds of things. So you get out of one of her skeins, which is like a typical sock skein, about an arm's length of tube. And like I said, I'm gonna count how many stripes and what colors I want and wind off that much for toes, heels, cuffs, because I'm gonna do afterthought for this. All I have to do right now is detach this from my cast on bonnet with these little rings, which is just really easy. I just unravel that little part and take that off. And then I have a perfect sock tube for my afterthought heel. And I have plenty to work with here. That's more than enough for, you know, the length I need for my socks. And then, yay, it's so satisfying, so fun to crank one of these out. And then I gotta do Stranger Things. I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow. So I know you were all voting for Stranger Things to go first, but this ended up going first. I still might do a tube of Stranger Things and that's okay. I don't know. I really prefer my hand knit toes and heels, and that's just my personal weird preference. So I am finished cranking for today. It does take a while to get through a whole skein of sock yarn, but so worth it. And these beautiful, perfect stripes, I cannot get over it. They are so cute. So I know we were all excited about the Stranger Things yarn. I'm very excited to see how this knits up too, but we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow and I promise I will crank something out of this, either a tube or a sock tomorrow. That is my plan. So I too have to see what this looks like. So yeah, but at least I got this done. And I plan to show you really quickly how the afterthought tube turns into the afterthought socks and, you know, cutting it all apart and getting all that set up. So I'll go over that really fast too. But Vecna's revenge tomorrow, I promise. And now it's sewing time with Bowie. That is all I have for today. Thank you so much for hanging out here with me and my knitting machine and cranking a tube with me. And thanks for hanging out here all December. It has been so much fun spending this season with you, and thank you for your comments. Thanks for watching and hanging out during the premieres at night. I've been trying to upload videos around 8:30 or 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to come watch live, that's what we're doing. But thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you have a little crafty time to yourself. And thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.